All right, so these are what I consider to be the phases of long-term traveling, both on a macro and a micro level. And I think it can be useful to know these so that if you're in a low point, then you know how to get out. By the way, for those who don't know me, I've been traveling the world for the last 5 years, so let's get into it. So in the beginning, there's this euphoria stage. Although I will say that before the euphoria stage, there could be an extreme disappointment stage where maybe if you're so overwhelmed by everything, you might feel like crap, or if the place doesn't meet your expectations. But if you're in that position and you're disappointed, then just give it a chance. And maybe you're staying in the wrong part of town, whatever. If you've given it a fair chance and you still don't enjoy it, then okay, abort the trip. But in general, there will be like a euphoria stage, oftentimes. And when you're in that stage, everything is so much fun, meeting new people, new experiences, etc. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I can never go back to my old life and my old job, whatever. But eventually you start to get used to things, and moving around doesn't give you that same stimulation that it did before. It all just starts to become normal. And then maybe things start to feel meaningless, because at the end of the day, just moving around for the sake of moving around isn't going to give anybody a sense of fulfillment, and humans need purpose. Without purpose, life just feels meaningless. So when you're in this stage, you have a choice to make. You can either get a job, pursue some interest, hobby, passion, business idea, some new path, or continue doing the same thing expecting different results. And obviously that's not going to lead you anywhere. So obviously, I mean, you got to do what's best for you, but if you're just not doing anything, well, then you're stuck in a limbo, and you need to get out of that. And I know, I say this from personal experience, I have been there where you feel like maybe you don't have that idea of like what you want to work on, or maybe you don't have the discipline to work on that, but you don't want to get a job because it feels like giving up on the dream. But I'm telling you, if you're in that position, just get the job. Like, either develop the discipline to pursue some passion or business idea, or get a job, because I'm telling you, the alternative is just you wasting your time. And also you'll be surprised to often find the job to be way better than what you expect. That's been my experience, at least. And so I'll just say it. So like my first year and a half traveling, it was without a job. And I remember at the time, my girlfriend just convinced me to get a job. And I was like, I don't want to do that. It feels like giving up. But then eventually I was like, okay, fine, like I'll do it. And so I got this job, and I ended up loving it. Well, like in the beginning at least. It feels good to, as cheesy as it sounds, it feels good to feel needed, which you don't really feel when you're traveling, honestly. And then also to learn and grow. It's good for your CV, of course. And also I was making a lot of money, so it felt pretty good. And then also my last job as well. I also didn't want that job. Well, in the sense that at the time I was working really hard on my own projects, and then this opportunity kind of fell in my lap, and I was like, should I do it? But then I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I think I can help them out, and maybe we can benefit each other. And I ended up loving it way more than I expected. So what I've realized is that when I've been in these positions, I've kind of underestimated how much a job might be enjoyable and give me a sense of fulfillment. So just give it a chance. If you don't enjoy the job, you can always quit. And so yeah, that's it. And also at the very least, it'll give you the discipline that maybe you can use towards your own projects if you want to. So that's that. I guess I'll talk about my story right now. So I'm currently in India, where I've been for 10 days. Within a few hours of arriving, I was already in the euphoria stage, because it was the most culture shock I've experienced of anywhere. Like, just everything was so fascinating, and it was amazing. But now, 10 days later, I mean, I'm kind of used to it now. But also, I don't like the place I'm in now. I arrived to this place, Manali, a couple days ago, and honestly, not too crazy about it. Although that's largely because I've kind of gotten burnt out from the mountains. It felt kind of similar from the last place, actually worse from the last place. So I booked a bus ticket out tonight, but I don't have a job right now. And I had actually paused my interviews for this. And in the beginning, that was okay. I had sent that email out last week when I was in that euphoria stage, saying like, hey, like, I'm in India right now. Like, I don't want to do interviews now, basically. I'll do them like maybe a few weeks later. But the last couple days or so, as I've kind of gotten cooled down from that euphoria stage. I'm starting to, that interest in doing the interviews again has come back. And I think it would be possible for me to think like, oh, I don't want to get a job and resign. But no, like at this point, I know that like it's better for me to be doing something. And if I don't have the discipline to work on my own projects, then I damn well should get a job. And also, I think I'm pursuing slightly different jobs now that will be more interesting. But anyways, so today I just spent the day doing taxes and also doing interview prep, and I'm gonna start scheduling my interviews again. So at the end of the day, so I'm gonna schedule one for next week. So anyways, to conclude, you've got the euphoria stage and then the stage where things start to feel meaningless. And when you're in that stage, you got to either pursue your passion or some hobby or some new path that you want to pursue, or get a job. And if you don't have the discipline to be working on your own business idea or passion seriously, then get a job. And this all assumes that at this stage you're not enjoying it anymore. If you're still enjoying the travel and stuff, by all means continue. But if you're not, then you gotta, and you're not financially independent and stuff, or even if you are, because we humans need a purpose, either do what you're most interested in and do it seriously, or get a job. Otherwise, you can't just keep doing the same thing and expect different results. So, all right, that's it. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Peace.